Well, Tom, I'm now at the River Humber. This is a different video. I'm going to film this from so we get sunrise and stuff like that. I can't see the bloody camera because this light is dazzling me. I'm now going to get an hour's sleep, or just under, and then I'm going to get up before sunrise and hopefully capture sunrise and start fishing. So I'm off to bed. Well, it's been 3 hours since I said I'm a bit tired. It's been about 3 hours since I last spoke to you in my time at Sutton-on-Sea. I finished fishing there, packed up, got my gear all put away, and I think it was possibly about 1:30, and I nipped a hut off, and there was one chap's fishing there, and I thought to myself, I'll go have a chat with him. He didn't really want a chat to start with. I asked if he'd caught out, and he went, yeah, fish. So I said, oh, that's nice then. I suppose you wouldn't catch anything else. And as I walked away, he then said I caught bass and smooth hounds, and he started talking to me. He was the type of fisherman that don't really like to talk to people that are not a fisherman, if you know what I mean, i.e. those that will fish beside you and tangle up with you. But he was a nice chap, and he told me quite a bit of stuff, and whilst I was there he pulled out a smooth hound, one of many that he'd caught, and bass. And it was the first smooth hound I've seen in the flesh, so that's rejuvenated me to keep on soldiering on. But I'm absolutely knackered at the minute. My plans were to fish Sutton-on-Sea and then go to come to Immingham. That's where I am now. You know where I am. I'm at the Yellow Cross. It's the 27th, yeah, Saturday the 27th of June. I've come here because there's meant to be shed loads of rain and thunderstorms, and it's blue sky at the minute, but that changes. It did say it would start raining about 9-10 o'clock. Now the chap who was at Hut Off said to me, get your gear and get set up beside me and get yourself a smooth hound caught. But I thought then I was tired, and I thought to myself, now I shall drive to Immingham. He said, you're wasting your time, and I know I am, but that was my plan, and it was already in my head as my plan. And so I've driven to Immingham. By the time I got to Immingham, it was 3:05. I didn't realise it would take so long, and I've set my alarm for 4:05, so I had an hour's sleep. It's not bad, is it, for 24 hours? Well, 23 hours and 1 hour's sleep. This is a bit slow, isn't it? I'm ever so sorry, I'm just tired. And That was my first mistake, because what I should have done, instead of getting set up to fish alongside him when he said, I should have gone back to the van and had 2 hours kip. Yeah, and then I could have fished 4 hours at Hut Off alongside him, possibly catching the smooth end. But there, that's been and done, that's gone now. I was stubborn, which is what I am, to think that I'm going to come here and catch some flounders, because I quite enjoy catching flounders, and if you get a good enough size one, you can take them and eat it. But so that's what I've done. I drove there, I got here at 5 minutes past 3, went to sleep, set my alarm for 5 minutes past 4, because I wanted to catch the sun coming up. But as usual, I've got cloud from the horizon going up, but the sun is now coming into view, so I haven't got the sunrise from the horizon, but I will get it above a cloud, so I'll show you. I don't know what the time is. 4:41. Sunrise was at 4:33. You can see it getting brighter, can't you, above the cloud? Right, so what I've got is I've got my river rod in the tripod with my pen spin fisher reel, and I've just got a 2-hook flapper on with size 4 hooks, baited up with strips of squid. The chap at Hut Off, he was catching smooth ends on squid. Well, I ain't seen that rod move. I'm not really expecting it to, really. What I should have done was, like what I said, I should have climbed in my van and gone to sleep, and had a couple of hours at Hut Off, and then carried on fishing. But there is parking restrictions at Hut Off, and when I turned up, the chap said to me that 20 minutes prior to me turning up, the police were there, driving up and down, checking on people. And I think he'd parked his van wasn't even on, or his car wasn't even on the car park at Hut Off. I think he parked on the road that you drive up to. Well, it's the first time I've ever captured the sunrise coming up. So yeah, like I say, so I was a bit sheepish about stopping there and sleeping because of the car park restrictions, and I haven't got a permit, and even if I had a permit, we've been through all that, haven't we, in another video. My vehicle's too tall for the permit. But I think he was parked on the road, so I could actually do that. I could actually park on the road. In fact, I could actually go to Hut Off at the right time, set my gear up, get back in the van, take the van and park it up on the road as you come into the car park, and then walk back to my gear and fish. But yeah, that's what I should have done. I think after 2 o'clock in the morning, I don't think the police would have gone back anymore, so I could have slept in the van, got my gear out and just started fishing. Nobody would have known. But at least I know where he was at Hut Off, catching smooth ends. He had 3 rods out, he knew what he was doing. Oh, yeah. So I came here just because the high tide was earlier than at Sandylands or at Hut Off, really. The forecast that I checked yesterday on Met Office is for torrential rain and thunderstorms today. starting around about 9-10 o'clock, and I just thought I'd be able to catch this high tide easier. I also thought I'd get more sleep, not just an hour. But things haven't worked out. Things haven't worked out right. Still waking up really. One, I only had an hour's kit when I could have had 2 hours. Because I did an hour, and at least an hour of driving to get here. I'll tell you what, if I get a bite, if I get a fish here, I'll be absolutely, I won't care. That's a bite. That sun's getting strong now, isn't it? The chap that I was talking to at Atoff that I spoke about, who was catching that, he caught a hand while I was there. He was using mainly squid, but he'd got some lugworm. But he was pumping his own worm. He turned up there on Wednesday. He's been fishing from Wednesday until this morning. He said he'd probably go home about 10 o'clock. He said he might be gone by 9, so that's some commitment into. He's landlocked as well. He hasn't got he don't live on the side of the sea. He has to travel. But then he makes a commitment that when he turned up there on Wednesday and was still fishing Saturday morning. I don't know if that's the wind blowing that rod. Wind has picked up a little bit. I'm laying here because I'm absolutely buggered. But I've just seen the sky. Don't know what sort of clouds they are. I'm sure Michael Fish would know, wouldn't he? That's quite a far cast that was, to be honest. Probably too far for error. Normally just cast out 30-40 yards there, but gives me plenty of time to reel it in to get it up, so that hopefully I don't get snagged. Yes, if I hadn't been so set in my ways, as in thinking to myself, no, I've said I'm going to the Humber, I should have stopped there, like I said, slept for a couple of hours, and then fished. I don't think I could have fished when the chap that I was talking to said to me, get your gear, get down there and get yourself a smooth hound core, because I was just tired, or I thought I was tired then, but I'm probably more tired now. So I could have fished, couldn't I? And then when I packed up, had a couple of hours in the car, been a bit hard going to sleep in the daylight, I'd have probably started driving them, and as I felt tired, pulled over and then had a sleep, because I'd have gone to sleep sooner. But we're here, we're at the Humber, second cast. There was something nibbling at them bits of squid I had on there. I suspect it's crabs. I've now got oiled black lug. Not too keen on that, to be honest. I don't know what they oil it with, but it smells weird. I don't think I shall buy any more of that once it's gone, unless I catch on it. But it's quite pleasant being here, actually. I quite like the river. Never used to when previous times when I've fished before. I always just saw this as coming here to try and catch a cod, but during the winter months. But it's not a bad view. I like the view. So I must be doing something wrong. What, I don't know. But when I said to him, when I went down to Huttoff, talking about that chap again, when I went down to Huttoff and was speaking to him, he said to me, you must be doing something wrong. And I said, well, I've just been fishing up at Sandylands. I said, it must have been your torch that I kept seeing, because I kept seeing a torch, and it must have been when he was walking out into the water. And he said, well, I'm not surprised you won't catch anything up there. So he don't think highly of Sandylands. I like it. It's a nice beach. It's quiet. There's no people all around you, like I said in the previous video. But after seeing him catch them fish at Huttoff, it was makes you want to go there and do the same. But will it happen? Will I go there and blank? You won't know unless you try, do you? It's the same as there, really. Wasting my time probably fishing here in June. Yeah, in June. But not going to catch anything at home, am I? With my fishing rod in the garage. So I might as well be here. Because this is where I am at. Well, I'll be back in a bit when there's even more action. Mind you, this is, like I said to you earlier, it's only been a few hours since I fished last. Literally packed up at 1:15-ish, something like that. And by the time I got to the van and packed everything away, I was at Hut Off at 2. Talking to that chap. It's now 5 o'clock and I've travelled here. I am tired. I feel as though there may be more disappointment on the horizon for me, but I'm gonna be optimistic about it, and keep reeling that rod in, keep changing them baits, because I'm not going to catch anything if there's crabs out there nicking the bait. So I might have to keep reeling in, changing the baits every 10 minutes. Just to keep the bait on there, just so I've got a chance at a fish. That's what I'm going to do. I casted that out then, and the line slipped off my finger. And yeah, just cast it out then, and the line slipped off my finger as I was about to go bang with the cast, and it went too soon, and I thought it was going straight up. I couldn't see it, but it went out. It went out probably about 40-45 yards, which ain't bad. Probably cutting the cast up is probably where I should be. Now I put a black lug on there, tipped off with squid. 2 hook flapper, size 4 hooks. It's the all black lug. Once that's gone, I'm going on to a normal black lug. I'm going to also try some squid. There's seagulls out there. The sun's going to go in a minute because it's now going behind a thick band of cloud. It'll get a bit darker then. Tide is coming in. Which will make it easier for reeling in. Shouldn't get snagged up at all then. So I feel totally different now. Still a little bit tired, but I'm right back in to the fishing again now. I've had a couple of rattles on this. I don't know whether it's the wind or whether it's possibly just the wind on the line. There's a lot of line out there, and obviously the wind catches the line, doesn't it, and rattles the rod, but that's enough just to get you excited. Now, fishing's a learning game all the time, isn't it? This is the first time I've done two fishing sessions, one after another, overnight into the next morning, at 2 different venues. So knowing what I've learnt now. After that chap last night said to me, get your gear and fish beside me, and I was like, oh, I'm knackered. I've just been trudging everywhere and I've had nothing, and obviously you get a bit deflated, don't you, because I didn't have a knock all night, not even a knock. And I turn up at Hut Off and go down and speak to him, and then when he speaks to me, because he was okay, he obviously didn't like a lot of people that aren't into the fishing, I suppose. I don't know, I'm trying to be politically correct here. But after seeing him catch that hound and see a hound for the first time, as stupid as that sounds, doesn't it, but that's the truth. And it was hooked in the corner of the mouth. It all seems to be logistically something that I can do. So that's given me some renewed hope. And I saw where he was fishing. I saw how he was fishing, which was no different to me. The only difference he had blow lug. but he didn't catch the hound that I saw him catch on blow lug. He caught it on a piece of squid, and I saw where he was on the beach, and I shall just try and go there and try and fish the same. And he was fishing down in the water, you know, as the tide was going down. So some new hope there, and something that I'm going to do. But let me just show you this view, because someone's coming and I'm not talking into the camera, or someone's there. So what it's done, as I was saying, fishing's a learning game. There's lots of things within fishing to learn, and one is that last night, after fishing this bit here today now, and I now feel okay, bearing in mind I woke up at 5 minutes past 4 and it's now 5:56, so it's nearly 2 hours ago. If I'd got me rods out last night, I'd have felt terrible for the first hour and a half, but then I'd start feeling okay and waking up, and my body would start to feel normal. Could have caught a hound last night. That could have been the time for me to get that fish off me bucket list. So next time I'm in that scenario and someone's there saying, come on, get your gear out, get fishing alongside me, get yourself an hound, you've just got to follow the tide out and do the walk that you don't want to do. Because I even said it at Sanderlands, didn't I? If you watch that video, you'll say, oh, I can't be asked to fish going out. But I wasn't getting any bites at Sandylands. I think this chap at Huttoff was getting fish all night, because he said he had loads. So yeah, lesson learnt. Next time I shall get my gear out and will fish, even if I feel like crap, because I know within an hour and a half I'll start to feel alright. So yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Yesterday I was mooning about the sun, about it being too hot, and today it's right in my face and it's too bright, but I ain't mooning because it's nice feeling the heat from that sun. Another 10 minutes, quarter an hour, and the tide will be into the rocks. I've ordered some sunglasses off eBay. I don't know if they're down for delivery today or Monday, but I could do with them now. Tell you what, laying here with that sun basting down on you, it's bloody lovely. To the point, I nearly nodded off then. This is what it's all about. Oh, if only I had a pillar. That was bloody lovely. Look at that sky. And it all bleeds into one. It starts off all little pockets. Look at that. Well, has that moved whilst I've been nodding off? That's what I want to know. Has it moved? If it has, let me know in the comments. But I reckon you'll all say, nah, it didn't move, Van. Didn't move at all. You're wasting your time. Right, I'm going to pull that in again. I'm checking these every 10 minutes or so, and we're going to keep on top of it, keep that scent out there. But I've only got small hooks on. As the tide gets bigger, I might get another rig out. I can't be asked to fish 2 rods. It's quite nice to fish in one, to be honest. Got the weed. Bloody bladder rack. That'll be the cast. That's the cast. That's the bait. It's going to get me a flounder, that. We're moving to Bay 28. There's nothing there. It was a waste of time coming here, really, to be honest. But it's I don't lose that, do I? I just thought it was the right thing to do. Like you say, you learn, don't you? I've been at this mark, Yellow Cross, now 3 times, and blanked all the time, and that's nothing to do with the fact it's just me, I reckon. You know, there is fish here. I would say Lee, who I have been fishing with, he came to the Yellow Cross the day before I did. He caught and I didn't, and I think it's just pot luck. He caught a lot of fish, so you'll see me again at 28. Well, guess where I am? Yeah, I moved from the Yellow Cross, like I said, and I'm at Bay 28. Now, I still don't think I'm going to catch anything. Yes, I made the wrong decision this morning. I should have stayed at Huff and just not got worried about possibly getting a ticket or my car clamped by these overzealous council workers, and should have just pulled out the car park and had a doze on the road, then gone back in there and started fishing. But we're here. I'm in Bay 28 now. The last fish I ever caught was in Bay 28. So let's hope it brings a little bit of luck for me. Tide is 5 minutes away from casting out, just in case I hook up straight away. Don't want any aggro today. It's been hard enough. Absolutely knackered. I was nodding off down there every time I sat down looking at my rod. I was nodding off all the time. So I've moved. I've made a hot chocolate. I've got no coffee, and that's something else I've learned. Get some of them packets of coffee that you just put in and chuck the water on. Yeah, I know they'll have hydrogenated fat in and they won't be good for you, but at least it's a coffee and I ain't got to bring any milk. So yeah, it's the same day. It's the 27th of the 6th. We're in Bay 28. We're on the River Humber, and it's all the same video. So you'll see the Yellow Cross, which you've already seen. If you're watching this now, you've already seen the Yellow Cross. Nothing happened there, did it? No, not a lot happened there at all. Had a few crabby bites, lost some bait, was casting out every 10 minutes, and nothing. So we come here. Main reason I come here also is that I've started to think that the tide will be right to come to Bay 28, but I could feel little tiny spots of rain. I thought if it starts to rain, I'd rather be sat here underneath my tailgate, affording me this huge tailgate here, gives me this much dryness, but it's better than nothing. So if it really starts to rain, I'll put my box in the van and sit in the van, and I can video just trying to make something good out of a bad thing. So always make the right decisions. Don't be stubborn and think, no, we're going there and that's it. No, we're doing this. No, I'm doing it like that. No, make the right decision and then do things. But there, we're here. That bait's going, them hooks are going in that water. I'll get another rig done up now. I'll get a dropper rig and we'll have 2 rigs on the go, get through some bait, and let's hope we get a fish. It's enough of my waffling on. I'm fed up waffling on. I just want to catch a fish and jump around like a little school kid. Gonna have to put some eye drops in my eyes because of the hay fever, even though it's raining. Look at the sky now. Do you remember what it was like when I first come? And now it's just grey and white. So I'll be back in a bit. That's got it up. This one's a 2-hook flapper rig. Someone's had a go at the top one. Well, fun dabby doozy, as the leader of the SNP party would say. We are still blanking. I've mixed up loads of cocktails for the pulley dropper rig. I've got black lug, frozen black lug out, tipped with squid on the 2-hook flapper. We're all out for catching a fish. We're gonna absolutely smash it. I don't even know if I can I ain't even got nothing to moan about. Just fish it as much as I can, keep changing the baits, keep me eye on it. Just keep them baits fresh all the time. If there's something on it, it might pick it up. Might just pick it up. I'm quite tempted to pick a tide and go to Hut Off and give it a go. I've only ever caught whiting at Hut Off. It was like 8 years ago. Last time I fished Hut Off would have been probably 15, 17 years ago. So there's a scoop there, and I could pick a tide and go there. I know where to go to, or a good spot on the beach to fish. But I am hankering after going on the Holderness coast, because this not catching fish has got to end. Just can't keep going on, can it? It's unbelievable. Last fish I caught was in this bay. I've been to the beach countless times. Nothing. Went further upstream in this river for soles or flounders. Nothing. I wouldn't want to have been on that beach getting wet. Oh, I wasn't in no frame of mind to be on that beach getting wet this early hours this morning. Not after spending all the time I did on the beach and blanking. If I'd caught one fish or had a couple of knocks, I would have fished it and got wet. It wouldn't have bothered me, but bit of a drain, isn't it? But anyhow, we've got we ain't got sand eel. I've thrown all the sand eels away. I don't like sand eels. Sometimes they're very soft, and they're just no good. You've got to have them 100% fresh. I've got razor claw on one with a bit of black lug on it, and on the other one you've just seen me 2 black lugs on the 2-hook flapper, tipped off with squid. Let's pray that we get fish. Anyhow, you know what I'm going to say. Subscribe, please subscribe. I will bring you a fish one day. And ring the bell, share my videos, and leave a comment. I can't really say it with any more enthusiasm than that. Appreciate all you that have subscribed and stay subscribed in these bleak times of no fish, and for everyone that comments, supports the channel, thank you very much as well. Thumbs up, thank you very much. It's unbelievable the amount of subscribers I've got with Tom's editing, which makes videos a lot better. Poor lad, he ain't got a lot to work with, has he? He's got my droning, my moaning, and me not catching any fish. I'm sorry, Tom. Anyhow, thanks to all out there that have subscribed and comment. Thank you very much. Don't know what to say. I've just baited up, and I looked up, and over there was Sammy the Seal. Yeah, Sammy the Seal has turned up. Now there's either lots of fish out there for Sammy the Seal, and that's why he's there, or there was a lot of fish here and he's now scared them away. But I'll be back in a bit if I can catch Sammy the Seal, just to show you. See, that's untangled. That pulley dropper untangled then. I think what I've done wrong on that is where it returns round on the pulley and hooks onto the bent genie link, it isn't long enough. I think it's too short, and it's jumping off. Well, gotta eat my dinner now. Yeah, it's a bit hard work. Bait elastic's knackered now. Have to get some more out. Yeah, the return on the pulley link's only about 3 inch long. That's a bit of a mistake. So I think I need to retie a new snood on there and make it so it's longer. There's not enough when you initiate the cast. If you don't do it smooth enough, I think it bounces it and the bent genie clip comes unhooked. So something else learned, still no fish. Well, this is the last reeling. That's it. I've done today. I shan't be coming back to the river, I don't think, at this, where I am today, until the whiting turn up. There isn't a lot here. There's a chap fishing down there last night. He didn't get anything either. But then I was at Sandylands. You'd think I'd catch something there, wouldn't you? But I didn't catch anything there either. So yeah, I'm not going to fish here again until the whiting are back, and the codlin come with them, don't they? So I will fish down at Hessel on the other side, on where Hull is at Hessel, for souls, and that'll be in July. Apart from that, it's going to be beach work from now on, unless, well, it's going to be beach work, and I'm just going to have to pick my tides, pick the time that I go, so that I haven't got 200 people all around me getting in my way in these lurgy times where you're meant to social distance. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go across to the Holderness coast, fish them beaches there, and I'm going to hut off, because after seeing Matey Boy pull out them hounds where he was fishing, I'm gonna fish in the same place, and I'm gonna fish the same part of the tide as well. So hopefully it'll be good luck for me. You have to learn. Yes, last night I learned quite a bit from that chap actually, so it was all quids in, it was alright. It was a fantastic night's fishing yesterday, which was last week's video. The wife turned up, it was brilliant. Kids turned up with the stuff that I'd forgotten, and then there was the lightning storm in last week's video at Sutton-on-Sea. Today was something I'd got stuck in my mind, that I was coming here, because the only place I've caught is this bay. I've been on loads of beaches and haven't caught. I figured I'd catch here again, even if it was a Neil. I'm quite happy to catch a Neil, quite happy to catch anything. So that's it really. Just going to have to pick my tides, make sure the wind's blowing in the right direction, or if it isn't, the wind isn't gale force, and go and fish those tides. I will try and get some fresh bait, but at the moment it's black lug and squid. And after seeing Matey Boy catch hounds on black lug, catch hounds on squid last night, he weren't using crab. When I said don't you use crab for hounds, he just laughed at me and said no, use squid. So let's get this reeled in, and then I'm off bloody home for a beer, sat in front of the telly, and then I'm going to nod off because I'm knackered. All the bait that I've got left that's been out all night, I'm going to bin it. The birds will eat that when I go, the crows will move in, seagulls will move in, they'll eat that. Start as we mean to go on. I've got lovely fresh bait now in the freezer, and that's what I'm going to use. And whenever I can get fresh bait, I shall endeavour to give it a go. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've said all the other stuff about subscribing, but please share these videos. If you've got this far, thank you very much, and don't forget, watch the credits, because Tom always puts something in at the end. You lot might not know, but you might know, but I'm just giving you a heads up. Thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, see you later, because I'm done.